What's up, guys? So you got your contract saying HM, Hospital Corpsman in the Navy, and you pretty much decided that, wow, I have the best job in the entire world. So. But for real, before we start the video, my Instagram and Snapchat is in the description down below if you want to follow me. Also, I live stream every Sunday on this channel, DwkVideos. Shameless plugs. So when you go to boot camp and you know you're a corpsman, you don't really do anything corpsman until after, obviously, same for every job. But once you graduate, you get on a plane and you go to San Antonio, Texas, right? If you haven't been to Texas, pretty dry, hot area year-round. I mean, sometimes dips low in the winter, but that's obvious. You jump off the plane, and waiting for you is a bunch of other corpsmen who already graduated Corpsman A school. They're probably C school students, and they're doing this as like a collateral or eval bulletin. So they pick you up on a bus, trolley, whatever, and they bring you back to San Antonio Air Force Base, Fort Sam Houston, where you will then meet your NMTI. NMTI is not a drill instructor. They wear a rope. They're more or less babysitting you for your time there because they're not your A school instructors. They don't have to be corpsmen. Your first week, you're pretty much waiting for, to class up. So you might start class your first week, you might not. You're probably not. When you actually get around a starting class, you're gonna meet your instructors. Also, your classes are split with Air Force Med Techs and Army 68 Whiskeys, right? Your first week is BLS, Basic Life Support. Me being a Basic Life Support instructor, I think this is an incredibly easy concept. Also, before I joined the Navy, I was a lifeguard, so I had experience. Don't sweat it, but you do have a test that's not really Basic Life Support beforehand about the cardiovascular system, how the heart works, how the heart pumps blood, etc. That's gonna be a little complicated, so make sure you read through that book because you want nothing but hundreds. I'll tell you why in a little bit. I'll tell you why now. Best GPAs in the class normally get to pick orders first. So if you ask for Spain and you're way down here in the class, someone way up here is gonna get it. All right, let's get that out of the way. All right, week one, you're teaching Basic Life Support. Once you pass Basic Life Support and everyone in the class is certified, you get a card saying, wow, you're a hero. You're a healthcare hero. And you can finally move on to EMT Basic, Emergency Medical Technician. Now this is gonna focus more on really basic level paramedic stuff. I wouldn't even call it that. You're more or less splinting, stopping hemorrhage control, and you might learn in IV, but that's more in EMT Advanced. That lasts for like a couple months or so, and depending on when you go through the course, they might actually have you qual out to be your EMT. Now, Air Force has to pass the civilian test for an EMT, or they get kicked out of the Air Force. Navy, you don't have to pass it, but it's advised that you do pass it, right? After learning how to be an emergency medical technician, which is extremely basic, so don't get ahead of yourself, you then go into beginning nursing and then intermediate level nursing, which is basically teaching you CNA stuff, a little bit LVN stuff. You learn phlebotomy, couple IV, how to put a catheter in, etc. Nothing crazy. You also learn how to write SOAP notes, which is very, very important when you do sick call. Unfortunately, my first base, I didn't have to do sick call and I forgot all about it, but at my second base, I do have to do sick call. And now that I picked up ring, it's kind of weird that I'm asking people under me how to write a SOAP note. So don't be like me. After nursing, you have, I think, Corpsman History, Corpsman Heritage Week, pretty much. You learn all there is, not all there is. You get a brief rundown about our history of being a corpsman, why it's so great to be a corpsman. We are the most decorated rate across all jobs and all military platforms. Something to take pride in, something special. That week's pretty cool. After that is graduation. And graduation isn't a stop, right? This was the bare minimum. After graduation, you either, one, get a C school, you go to additional training, which can either be at Fort Sam or any other base, or you go straight to the fleet as a Quad Zero corpsman, which means you can get put in any department that they need you. You're kind of like a filler. You're a filler. You don't have any designation. I was a Quad Zero and I got put in preventive medicine for 2 years. Well, 1 year, then I did IMS. And then, I had the 8404 qual, so now I'm with Greenside with the Marines. And you're kind of just movable around, right? If you do go to C school and you get a technician, you are stuck with that. So say you want to be X-ray and they go through all the trouble of putting you through X-ray school and you pass that, which is additional training. I'm not even going to get into that, but imagine you go through another school and learn X-ray stuff, right? You are stuck doing X-ray. So be sure you pick a C school you actually want because you will be stuck doing that. They're not going to invest money into you and they'll be like, yeah, dude, it's cool. Just don't do that anymore. Hope this gave you guys a rundown on what's going to be like when you come to Corpsman A school. I do have a lot of study material on my Quizlet. You can ask for it on my Instagram DMs. I mean, I went to course school a little bit ago, but the tests probably don't change that much, at least the subjects. So it should give you a good standing on what you should be learning. I also have previous videos talking about specifically how to study that type of material. See you guys.